I have become all things to all people so that by all possible means I might win some. Okay, I do all these things for the sake of the gospel, that I might share in its blessings. What's up, guys? David Lampman here. I've been walking you through a series of the top 10 most influential albums of my life, and I wanted to stop now that we're halfway through and take an opportunity to do a sort of mid-message or explain to you just exactly what my motive has been with these videos. The Apostle Paul here is talking about using his freedoms to minister to both people groups, the Jews and the Gentiles. You know, it was believed that back in his day only the Jews had access to the grace and truth of Jesus Christ and the understanding of salvation and the opportunity to carry this truth of love throughout the ends of the earth. But Paul didn't have a squeaky clean past. Okay, Paul was the guy who used to murder Christians. He would get directions to people's houses from governing authorities to slaughter them, really for following the way, or what today we call Christianity, until he met Jesus face to face and experienced a radical heart change and then began to live out his ministry. Okay, so he feels called to reach more people groups than just the Jews, and I think that's because he's qualified to do that. See, God looked down at him while he was murdering Christians and said, I want to use him for an amazing work. I want to use him to love others, to point them to my son Jesus Christ. Okay, I want to use him to write much of the New Testament Bible. You know, the Apostle Paul's the one who wrote the love chapter. You know, love is patient, love is kind, love does not envy, love does not boast. These aren't just catchphrases on pillows during Valentine's Day. These were written by a man who used to murder Christians. And so my motivation for doing these videos is to kind of give you a glimpse into my life, times when I didn't listen to Christian music, but listened to secular music as well. The mindsets that I took on as I entered into those different phases or cliques of friends, and just how God was able to use those to form the me you see today. The worship leader, Christian artist who loves to teach about Jesus Christ as being the way, the truth, and the life. Okay, so the theme has been that God has forged me into this tank that's fuel source was music, so that come God's time, when I would roll into the battles, wars, trials of life, I would be able to withstand his message, the ammo that was going to launch through me. Okay, I've been able to recreate past versions of myself in this series, and it's been extremely life-giving to relive these moments with you. It really has. I talked about the punk rocker David Lampman, who listened to Anti-Flag out of rebellion and opposition to authority. But God used that to develop within me an advocacy for others, okay? A sympathy, a frustration on behalf of them, saying, like, I want to see justice served. I want to see humanity, I want to see humanity get better. I talked about the pop-punk David Lampman, who was into Starting Line, singing these love songs about the girl I had a crush on in high school. And I even opened up about the moment I got my first Christian CD and started singing those songs to the imaginary girl that I wanted to be my girlfriend, not realizing those songs were about the very love, grace, and truth of Jesus Christ we're talking about right now. So my question to you is, do you believe that God can use you no matter what you've done, for really anything? God can use you for anything, no matter what you've done, where you've been, if you come to him, and recognize that, man, there's just going to be this amazing opportunity to get to know Jesus Christ and to teach others about him. And I promise you guys, there's nothing more loving than him. There's nothing more exciting than to experience a personal relationship with him. So join me through the rest of this series and begin to just think about that. Wow, God used that in his life to turn him into this ministry tool. God doesn't need me, but he wants me. He delights in the fact that I get to experience this relationship with him, that I get to be like, Lord, you're going to use me for this? Even though I was back there, like, what? And I desire that you guys would experience that too. So thanks so much for joining me for these 5 videos. I look forward to walking you through the next 5. With that being said, you guys are loved. I appreciate your time. It's super valuable to me because it's not something you can get back. All right. Again, my name is David Lampman. Deuce.